Welcome back, everybody. Just want to give a quick thank you to everybody that watches tonight and to everybody that watches in the future. Thank you for watching the stream. I appreciate it, and coming to talk Elden Ring lore, or even just listening while you do things. Yeah. So a couple announcements. Check out Not Godwin and annekkipu. They came out with a co-op video today. It's really good. I suggest you check them out. It's a great video. It's got a special guest. It's not me though, and that's okay. But it does have a special guest. I was surprised. Check out Boss Saucer on YouTube. Not Godwin. I already said Not Godwin. Boss Saucer, Serious Moonlight. Let's see, Jackal Khan, and everybody that you'll see in the show notes or in the show description. Check them out. If you're new to Elden Ring and new to the lore, you got a plethora of ideas and interpretations of the game. I know the game is going to get a re-release, and eventually the Tarnished edition is going to come out, and that's going to draw in a ton of new players, I hope, and hopefully some new ideas. So yeah, I look forward to that. But tonight we're just going to be chilling, taking it easy, playing some Elden Ring and discussing the lore of what we can find in the world of where we are. So I think that's pretty much it. So let's begin, shall we? Let us begin on our journey. I think I have Elden Ring. Elden Ring should be playing. There it is. It should be playing, and it's ready to go, I believe. Controller on. I think my controller. Come on, controller. Okay. Controller. All right. So as you see, I've been leveling my characters. They're all getting up there. And yeah. You know what? We will play. Yeah, we'll just play the Golden Inquisitor. We'll play him and we'll go see where he is, and maybe we'll discuss what we find, if we find anything interesting. So here, obviously here, if anybody's watching my latest video, this is where I did a lot of the recording for it. Hey, Killistrol, nice to see you. It's good to see you, Killistrol. We get a beautiful view of the skybox, and it's quite amazing, because I like to believe, I like to imagine that, you know, the characters are real, that the world is real, and that beyond the clouds is a world full of excitement, full of adventure, love, catgirls, and just, you know, good times. And no doubt there will be tragedies and hardships out there too, as there is here in the lands between, on this island where the Earth tree has grown. And we know that the lands between is a special place, between the stars, the moon, and the earth. But what does it all mean? That's the question. That's the question that or I, as a lore, I guess I could call myself a lore YouTuber, lore content creator, have been trying to answer for ages. For a time. But we'll figure it out. Let's see. one monster at a time. Is there a way to, I think, yeah, blood. Is there a way to color blood? I'm not sure. I thought there was. I think there is a way. Let's double check to see, make sure blood is still red here. Because I was playing on, okay, it's red. I was playing on seamless. And on seamless, it was silver, which I don't agree with. All right, so we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. We're gonna put our sign out there, and we'll discuss lore of where we go, and we'll we'll answer help, right? We'll respond to calls from help from people who are being invaded. Because I was playing on seamless with some fellow inquisitors, and I got the taste for blood. For blood. It's in the blood. For invaders. And I was really hoping that waifu would show up and invade us, but it wasn't the right time, I suppose. So here we go. Let's look at this. Let's look at this guy from afar, because he's quite dangerous just by himself. Even in, rune level, or not rune level, I mean base game or non-new game, he's atrociously hard. And this is new game +4. So I imagine he would be very difficult. Yeah. Wow. Calistral says, waifu or let me draw you. Oh, well, draw you. I don't know who they are. I guess they take a screenshot of your character and then they draw it. I think that'd be cool. I think my character's good enough to be drawn. We'll kill this guy. This guy's going to end up killing me, I think. Wow, he's got a sliver of health. Just die. Mm-hmm. Oh, so that's what they do. Oh, I'm going to have to look them up. I guess are they on Instagram, I suppose? Let me draw you is their name, you think? Well, thank you for letting us know. We'll check them out. We'll find them. Serious Moonlight. What's up? Welcome back, man. Serious Moonlight is in the chat. He's a great guy. Very kind fellow. Let's see. Calistral says the person is a female, wears a red dress and carries the bouquet. Oh, really? Okay. I'll have to keep an eye out for them. These birds. Metafactual. How you doing, man? Welcome back. Welcome. 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 So what I'm going to try to do is, I know a lot of people tend to think that the Zamorans are related to the, I guess, to the Newmans, I suppose. I've never picked up on the reason why, or wondered why. I always thought they were just their own race of people. But I guess we can look into it and see what the hell. We need a good weapon, because man, these guys are rough. Well, those birds are rough too. Dang. All right, let's see if this guy drops anything. I'm sure I have some gear. Oh my goodness, this guy is, wow. Hey, Nozzle, how you doing, man? All right, hold on. What is going on? This, you know what? Maybe because I have the volume too low. I can't hear myself. Meta says they always remind me of the Onyx and Alabaster Lords, the way they walk. You know, that's true. They do have a unique walk style as well. Oh yeah, maybe that's why I can't hear myself. All right. All right, now that I fixed that, let's see. Well, do I have any of their gear? I mean, their gear should tell us something. There should be some type of connection that people think it's them. Let's see. Their helmet. Where's their helmet? Here's the helmet, right? Zamora mask. Sirius says, and, oh, wait, Meta says, and they may have freaky long legs, freaky long necks. It's hard to tell. They do have freaky long necks and stuff like that. I think anybody with the long, elongated necks and arms and stuff like that are probably half breeds from the Alabaster Lords and Onyx Lords, and the alien influence mixed in with the blood. Sirius Moonlight says, I play on mute, only using the vibrations of the controller to guide me. Oh, yeah, I got a story for you later. Let's see. Man, can y'all hear my computer? I have a computer fan going out, and it is getting loud. Man. Yeah, that computer fan's about to burn out. All right, so anyways. So let's see. Masks worn by the Knights of Zamora, held as heroes in the war against the giants. These long-lived warriors, clad in biting, freezing winds, are said to have been the mortal enemies of the fire giants since time immemorial. So I suppose the only reason, from this statement, the only reason that these people may be connected to the Newmans is because it says long-lived. And if you pick the long-lived character race, when you create your character, it says long lived and seldom born, right? So is that a connection? There's like a 1% connection there, I believe, because, you know, dwarves are long lived and elves are long lived, and you wouldn't consider them the same race, right? Or the same species, at least. So let's see, what else can we find? Let's see. Do they? I know I have their gear. Maybe their gear has something else. It's like that crop top, isn't it? It is a crop top. Where is it? Where is it? Is this it? No, this is the Great Bird. Maybe I don't have their gear. No, here it is. Yep, long lived. Long lived. Let's see. I don't know what their gauntlets look like. If they have, oh wait, isn't it the chain? These, yeah, long lived. So, well, let's see if there's anything else. Man, what do their pants look like? Their greaves. Most likely it'll say long lived as well, because normally the what is it? The arms and the legs say the same thing. Nope, that's not it. Zamora leg wraps right here, long lived as well. All right, so the community at large believes that the Zamorans are Newman descendants or adjacents. I don't know, not even adjacent descendants, because of this Man, now that I think about it, I would have to disagree with that. I would have to disagree that they are Newman at this point. Now, this is the Zamor ruins. Zamor ruins. Can we look at their architecture? Man, I'm having trouble speaking. I'm about to have a stroke, I think. Can we look at their architecture and see if there's any what is it? Similarities with anywhere else, right? And I would say, yeah, we have some similarities here with what we find in the Karian ruins. Right. Could it be reused assets? Sure. Sure, it could be that. Is it a way of saving money and cutting corners and, you know, cutting down development time? Not having to, you know, build unique architecture for every playable race or every race mentioned in the game? Yeah, sure. If they did that, does that mean that, you know, does that change the lore for the race? Perhaps. But I would say that it doesn't. I would say that it doesn't. It's merely a representation, because the continent of the lands between isn't really an island, even though it's the size of an island, right? But we can ride through it in 1 hour. And, you know, there's people on YouTube, I think, that have mapped it out and said that it's only like 36 miles long, depending on what, with their measurements for, what was it? Torrent's stride and stuff like that. So they measured how many feet and so forth and so long, and how long it took to ride. Meta says they could have been bred between Newmans and the Alabaster Lords. And there's also the braid. There's a braid. The braid on the helmet. Wait. Let's look at the. Where is this braid? Okay. Let me. All right. So, ooh, that's interesting. Look at that. The wearing the helmet elongates your neck also. Unless I'm looking through the neck eyes, or the neck. Yeah, I got neck eyes. All right. So yes, there is the braids, right? Mikla has braids. A lot of cultures have braid, right? It does, yeah. Thanks, Meta. Zam. Hey, your pharaohs. So, you know, it is a video game. So I will concede to the possibility that they are connected simply because of braids. But because of the braids, I also don't think that's really a connection. Also, because braids are not, you know, unique to just one culture, or to one type of people. Hold on, it's getting a tad nipply. Let me put on my gear. You know what? Let me put on appropriate winter gear. My favorite winter gear, I think. Where is it? It's somewhere. Wait, I should have it. Man. There it is. Appropriate winter gear. Manufacturer says they also kind of move like the Black Knives, or am I just nuts? No, you're right. They kind of seem to float across the ground. You know, they have like a suspended gravity to them. And I know that the Nox, or the assassins were said to be of Newman stock, right? And so there is that connection, right? If the Newmans, or the Zamorans, right? Was the Zamoran using gravity magic? Do they use gravity magic? If they use gravity magic, here's one. I don't remember. I thought they did use gravity magic of some type. If they use any type of gravity magic, they use cold spells. you know, of course, they're in the frozen north. Why not? Let's see if we can get him to. Perhaps because of their manipulation with gravity, they can. That's why they seem to hover or be lightly suspended in the air, like the the assassins, right? And if that's true, then perhaps that comes from the Alabaster Lord or Onyx Lord blood. That gives them that ability to not be weighed down by gravity so much. I'm just swinging. I'm not even, hold on. Trying to see. Let's get him to do something. Oh, what? They do be hitting hard. Okay. Luca. Well, I'm just gonna say Luca. The mass is similar to the tree guardians. I don't know if that means anything. It could mean something. It could mean something. Let's look at the tree guardian mask. Where is that? Here. But the tree guardians as well aren't. Wait a minute. The tree guardians themselves aren't really human anymore either. Human. They're just corpses being inhabited by the plant or the earth tree. I would say that there could be a connection there. You could draw a connection there if you really wanted to. I myself would not draw a connection there because a human mass. Oh well, no, yeah. Oh shit, face reveal. Almost. Let's see. No, I wouldn't say there's a connection there. I wouldn't say that. Your first says they also have movement to Melia. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna delete this whole section here in a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Meta says, okay, crackpot theory. Two parallel groups, America and her Black Knives assassins, they got the gravity powers of the Onyx Lords, which eventually inherited by Radon. I think Radon learned them from the sorcerers in Celia. That's the only problem that I have with that theory. Otherwise, I think, yeah, that could work. A second group of Newman founded a colony in the far north, sided with the other Alabasters, and created a second lineage and led to Rena and the Zamora. Matter of fact, that is probably correct. I would agree with that. Yeah. So if the Newmans and the Nox were the same, and then, I mean, it's kind of strange. And the only problem that I see with the Zamorans being connected to the Nox being connected to America is that it's kind of a pet peeve that the Newman race has spread out completely and developed cultures all over the planet. I guess the planet, or perhaps the lands between alone. And that's my only thing. And I don't think, I really think that would be kind of lazy writing, but I don't want to think that, because I don't think Miyazaki, his team, and George R. R. Martin are lazy when it comes to writing. Um, so I tend not to draw those conclusions that the Newmans are everybody and everything. Even though it might be a cool idea, but like I said, being long lived or whatever, it says on their mask, being long lived, that doesn't mean that they're Newmans, right? Because like I said before, elves are long lived, dwarves are long lived, and even gnomes or whatever are long lived, or hobbits. You know, there's a lot of magical creatures out there that live longer than the normal human lifespan, and that doesn't make them all the same race, right? That's the way I look at things, and I could be wrong. Meta says the main spirit tree here comes from. Oh, the main spirit trees here could show that the Newman of the North had to abandon the trees and inherit the eyes, meld with the cold. That is a good one. I do like that. But what this tells me, in my opinion, Meta, that this area, the frozen north, wasn't always frozen. It was once a luscious green forest, pine trees, everything. Whatever happened up here, it killed off the vegetation. You know, perhaps the elevation, whatever this mountain grew out of or over, was pushed up so high, so quickly, that the plant life, because there's no plant life up here, pretty much everything is dead except for that. But pretty much everything is dead except for small plants. That there was no time for the biome or the plants to adapt. So it must have happened fairly quickly, right? And the death of the trees and all that, because everything's got a spirit in this world. The spirit trees are the remnants of a forest that once dwelled up here. And the Zamorans who came up here, or who were living up here, adapted, and they didn't adapt very well, right? Because their entire structures and ruins are in ruin, right? So unless that's from the war itself, but they would have rebuilt just like America and the rebuilt everything from the Erdtree Society rebuilt from all their wars. But whatever happened to the Zamorans, whatever happened up here was an apocalyptic event that killed off the vegetation and prevented the Zamorans from rebuilding. That's what I would say. Your Pharaoh says you have Dalos dropping in a Newman rune, and he's supposed to come from a place far from the lands between, right? I don't know. I would have to do that quest. Right, but I understand what you're saying. Does that make him a Newman, or did he kill a Newman for it? Is what I would wonder. Zanad, welcome. Zanad says, I think the flames of the giants is essentially turned off, and that probably led to everything freezing over. Zanad, I did not think of that, and you're probably right. You're probably right. That is a good idea, because I like that idea, because the flame was keeping everything warm, allowing biodiversity up here. I wonder if America knew turning off the flame would cause this, or did this happen unexpectedly. In her opinion, she was like, oh shit, I just killed off so many of my kinsmen. You know what, we're gonna be golden. We're just gonna be golden. We're golden. Right, Meta, that is a great idea. Your Pharaoh says, or maybe everything got burned down. Perhaps that too, Pharaohs. Meta says, wish I had thought of that. I feel like I was sitting right there and I was looking for it. Man. And this is why I do these lore theory discussions, because together we'll figure out a truth. The truth. Meta says, I've studied the cauldron myself, and it looks like it's been moved or attacked, likely by a dragon. Oh, really? I'm gonna have to get there. I'm gonna have to get there because I wonder it that may have not been the original spot either, right? What I find fascinating is that the mountaintop of the giants clearly does not look the way it did when America, the army, marched up here, because you're not marching an army across that little lane right there, right? You're not fighting a war, because if I saw Godfrey coming up here with the Erdtree army, across that little walkway, I'd destroy the walkway and boom, they're all dead. Right? Or if they're crossing the chains, clearly somebody put those chains up there to prevent the land from shifting any further, or they thought it would prevent them. Which I when I was a child, I thought that was a great idea. I thought the same thing. Big claw marks. Oh, big claw marks. Ooh, I'm gonna head that way right now. Metas also. Oh wait, Luca says check the Borealis Mist item description. Let's see. Superior incantation, blah, blah, blah. Channels, blah, blah, blah. Transfer, blah, blah. Okay. The ice dragons were once lords of the mountaintops long ago, until they were defeated by the fire giants and chased from their peak. Oh, okay. So maybe are you insinuating, is that the word? That the dragons tried to attack the cauldron? So with this thing, if the ice dragons were once lords of the mountaintops, right? So the mountaintops were icy first, then the fire giants came with their fire and heated up the mountaintop and made it a tundra. Would it be a tundra? Then when America snuffed out the flame to where it is now, where we find it, it reverted back to this icy north. Is that what we're agreeing on? Does that sound functional? Let me get this grace. Meta says, maybe it's just always been cold, but yeah, that would make sense as the ice dragons would want to attack that thing. Right. Right. Meta continues. Oh, let me get past these guys. Let me get somewhere safe. Safe-ish. Meta continues. America must have teamed up with the dragons after the Battle of Lindell to attack the giants together, right? No, I would disagree on your timeline thing. The attack on the fire giants would be prior to the War of the Ancient Dragons, which means they wouldn't have teamed up. Because that doesn't happen until, in my opinion, from what I understand, later in time. So it's the conquest of the lands between by the Erdtree forces, which include the mountaintop of the fire giants campaign, and then sometime later, during I guess some peacetime, the Pax Lindelia, the ancient dragons attack, and then that war starts, the War of the Ancient Dragons. Zanad says, I watched some cut content that showed the divine towers would be used F boss battles against Crucible Knights and then used to summon meteors that would change the geography of the lands between. Huh, that's interesting. I would, when it comes to content that's kind of crazy, or I don't know, I would be hesitant to include, to wonder, or to think about cut content of that nature, because I wouldn't know if somebody had just made it and said it was cut content. You know what I'm saying, Zanad? But if it's from a reliable source, then yeah, that would be a cool thing. Zanad also says, but I guess that's what was scrapped. Oh, yeah. There is something here. Has anybody ever looked at the side of this walkway? There's a pattern there. And I noticed it when I was writing that these bricks, oh man, I really got to figure out how to install Cheat Engine and get that mod going to break the camera loose. Your Pharaohs was supposed to help me, but he's been out of touch. Don't listen to me. But here's another question, y'all. Is it when they're developing the layout of the world, right? Like take for instance this area. Do they look at this area and say, hey, we want to build a bridge, a land bridge across, and have this chasm here? Do you believe, or do you suspect that they had a reason for this, or were they just designing like a beautiful art piece and, you know, there's no real reason why it looks this way except that it just looks cool? But it says it could be either. You want to wow the player visually as well as create a functional space. True. But what is the lore behind this? Because let's look at it this way. Like, this wall is clearly somewhat built, right? There's bricks. And I would say they're fire giant centric, right? Due to the pattern. But man, it's just like, why build the wall? Was this a wall to keep invaders out? Was this once just a large ramp and they built, because I don't know if y'all have ever watched King Kong movies, right? When King Kong is in the jungle and they first go to Monster Island or whatever it is, Kong Island, the people that lived on Kong Island, they built a giant wall. And this is what I thought this was, a giant wall to keep something out from getting into the mainland. Or I guess at this point it would be to keep something in, since there's not that much space. So if this was the mainland, there's like trees here, right? Great trees, another forest. You get what I'm saying? What is the purpose besides just a bridge? Meta says, I think it's all living stone. What do you mean by living stone? Like living water? No, never mind. Living water's different. What do you mean by living stone? Like it's alive? Or it's pure? Zanot says, and that wall / road doesn't seem like it's made for giants to cross. Exactly. Is it like a wall to keep King Kong out or in? What is that symbol? That looks like a man or a skull, like two eyes and a fish face. Maybe it's a flower. I don't know. That's weird. I'm gonna have to look at it in a minute. Or perhaps, better yet, now that I looked at I got over here, and I saw the raw ruins. Could it be a leftover from the civilization, the raw civilization, that was up here as well? Lucas says, Hornson have ice storms and are some enemies. Oh, blah. And are also enemies of the fire giants. I always thought of the wall as a dam. Yeah. It's definitely. I thought it was. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. I didn't think of it as a dam. Like a. Oh, man. What if there was water on this side? What if at the very bottom there was a river and they were doing some type of irrigation? You know, like how the Hoover Dam blocked that one river, I forget what it's called, and it turned into a lake on the other side. It would have been really cool if they added water here, and then we would know that it was so that for irrigation or something like that, or fresh water. Meta says the wisdom of stone, trapping spirit energy within a vessel to contain it. The game may subscribe to a form of universal consciousness, like in Buddhism. Everything has a spirit. Oh, I see what you mean. I would agree with that statement. Renala turns her children into gravestones. Humans' bodies emerge from stones and trees. It's all connected into the spirit realm of the outer god controlling the area. Yeah, I would agree with that statement. I would agree with that. If it's a snaky god, you get snaky architecture, statues, etc. Oh, okay. I see what you mean with that. I thought there was a grace around here. I think there is. It's further up. All right, let me preposition this hypothesis. And I'm not sure if it's been discussed before, if people have said it. But I know I haven't said it because it just popped into my head. What if, you know how we, Vati Vitia called these ruins the Blackstone ruins, and now we know that they're part of the raw civilization. What if the raw civilization is the sun realm? What if that's the case? Because we see Sun Realm soldiers from all the way from Limgrave to this frozen north, right? We see they're dead alive. And along with that, we also see the raw ruins. Could they not be the soldiers be the protectors of the raw? So these pillars that we see throughout the world are actually remnants of the sun realm. This is the sun realm. And the ruins of Ra, though they're called the ruins of Ra, Ra is the name of that location, like, Houston or New York City, but it's all American, or, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Oh, thank you, Meta. Meta says it makes sense. And you know what? I may not have the pull as Vati has, right? But I'm just gonna start calling these things the Sun Realm runes. Pharaohs doesn't buy it. He says it's dumb. Why don't you buy it, Pharaohs? What is it that isn't clicking with you? Lucas says, what of the beastmen of the Sun Realm? What of the beastmen? That is a good question. All right, so when it comes to the beastmen of the Sun Realm, where do we mainly see beastmen with Sun Realm gear? In Fair Missoula, right? That's pretty much exclusively there, because that's where beastmen are. Besides, the three that we fight as bosses, two in Kaled, and the one in the very beginning, and Limgrave. The thing is that we can assume, well, I don't want to assume, but we can rationalize that perhaps the Raw civilization or the Sun Realm civilization ended before the Beastmen took it over. So why we see Beastmen, one possible idea is that when the Beastmen came into their own, the civilization of the Sun Realm was already gone, and they left around their ruins and their gear or whatever, and the Beastmen just picked it up. They just inherited it because there was no one left. Or if you want to go, cosmic horror or anything like that, some of the raw civilization people turned into beasts, merged with beasts, and that's why there's beastmen. Maybe. Miss Lexi James, how you doing? Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see. She loves the Gauntlet Zone. Yes, the Frozen North is always nice. I like the North. The Shadow Realm. What's in the Shadow Realm? Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what Meta says. Meta says, it makes perfect sense that the Raw has things kind of figured out, using moving water to harness rot, etc. And it seems like a pretty chill place you might call the Sun Realm. Yeah. Frozen Lakes Grace. I don't like snow in real life, but I like snow in video games. Meta says, why do we think there were humans at all and weren't just beastmen? And you're speaking about Fair Missoula. The reason we know that there were humans first is because we see the statues of a male king, the queen, and a child throughout Fair Missoula. Oh. Alexi says, also, Jungian shadows can be any animal, I guess. I don't know. I guess. I don't know what that means. Sorry. She also says, beastmen gain 5 fingers. Sounds like proto-men or sentient dogs with the wolf hybrid, etc. Entirely possible, right? Because what we learn from item descriptions, that have been cut, is that the Greater Will gave the beastmen intelligence, or gave them their fingers. But what we see there is a statement of faith and not a factual statement, right? It's kind of like when you read in the Bible. If you read the Bible, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, the God was the Word, stuff like that. So when we hear that, we know that's a statement of faith, just like oh, the Greater Will gave fingers to the beastmen and that's why they exist, right? But in reality, we can know with some certainty that it's probably that wasn't the case, right? Zanon says Fair Missoula shows beastmen tree bursts, just like some other things in the lands between show people being born of the trees, right? And we also see, you're right there, Zanad. We see animals and things coming out of the trees, out of the plants, out of the crucible, or whatever it is. But we also, you know where we also see that? Rattle Boreal, also known as Sirius Moonlight, has some nice pictures of a near limb where we see humans coming out of plants, not animals, but humans, like full-grown humans. It's quite interesting. If you look at the side of a near limb, there is a motif there, I guess you could call it, or something, carvings of plants and people coming forth from the plants. Could it represent Miranda and the flower crucible? Sure, it could represent anything, but there are people coming out of plants. Lexi says, anima versus animus. I don't know what that means. I'm not so hip on the. I guess that's alchemical, maybe. I'm not sure. The big beastmen are also dog-like. True, but we also see there's also like horse, or are they horse? Yes, I believe they're horse beastmen too, but they're also buried, entombed there, which is quite interesting. Because I've spoken to Sirius Moonlight. Sirius Moonlight, if you watch his stuff, he's got a whole video on that stuff, and it's quite interesting. I suggest everybody go check that out. Sirius Moonlight on oh, there he is in the chat. Just follow him. Let's see. Could be reverting to basic bestial instincts. You're right, Lexi. Love your live. Literally what I'm trying to do with my stream, but I hate my voice. Everybody hates their voice, Lexi. I hate my voice. But the thing is, if it's in your heart, just do it. It doesn't matter. In the end, it won't matter what you think of your voice or what other people do think of your voice. You just got to do it. Follow your heart. You know what I mean? Let's see. Sirius Moonlight says, I've started those carvings. I've stared at those carvings for hours of my life. For hours of my life, I will never get back. You will never get those back, but they were well spent because they kept you off the streets. You know what I'm saying? Lexi says, Carl Jung did get into alchemy. Carl Jung. I know who that is, but I didn't know he was getting into alchemy. That's interesting. Merging with the Red King and the White Queen. Well, see, okay. And now I know you're getting into the alchemy stuff. Lexi, I suggest, Lexi, this is what I suggest for you. If you can, if you're willing, join the Inquisition Discord. Join the Golden Inquisition and let us discuss the nature of alchemical. I mean, I would like to see your interpretation because I myself don't agree with the interpretation of the alchemical thing and the rebus and all of that stuff, because the rebus represents a balance between natures, and people tend to think that it represents America and Radigan, but in my opinion, it does not. They don't represent a balance at all. Sure, if you believe that they're the same person, they're hermaphrodite, right? But that's it. That's as far as that goes, I think. But I would love to discuss it with you, if you, or at least read what you have to say, if you join the Inquisition, or you can just stay here. Jackal says, made it into the chat, but couldn't find a charger for my laptop. Sorry, Jackal. Welcome, though. Lexi says, also, I play copyrighted music, so there's that. Who cares? I play copyrighted music too. I'm not here to make money. I'm just here to talk Elden Ring, Lexi. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Sirius says, it's all of us that hear your voice. Anyways, Lexi, nobody is tripping the way you may fear they are. That's right. Lexi, just like Siri said, right? The insecurities and your problems that you have inside, everybody else has it inside of them as well. So there's no reason to be tripping, like my homie over here says, right? Well, dude, I'm rusty, but I have a lot of theories. We have a lot of theories. We love to hear a lot of theories, Lexi. Zanad says, honestly, just like the alchemy stuff on context to the game, I don't mind parallels, but it gets too far from the content of the game. I would agree with you, Zanad. Lexi says, have you seen Max Durat's videos on the what? Oh, well, Radagon is trying to take over the Rebus, hence the imbalance. Y'all are so nice. I feel seen. Lexi, I love the discussion of Radigan America. Let me proposition this to you about this theory that I have. And I have a video on it, and I may have to retouch on it, but I believe that, and nobody else believes this, and you may not either, and that's fine, that Radagon killed Marika. And now that he has killed Marika, he has the ability or the power. He's got it somehow through either merging with a mimic or becoming a god himself. He can now transform between Marika and Radigan, and disguise it. And the reason I say this is because there's so many. There's the evidence there to support the idea that Marika has been dead for quite a while, and Radagon has been running the show, pretending to be Marika behind the scenes, or in front of, or in public and stuff. It's really great. Oh, thank you for joining the Discord. Sirius says, I've always said if the game turns out to be about alchemy, I'll just say, so be it, barf, and then hang upside down in a cave waiting for FromSoft. Yeah, for real. What if, in order to become a god, Marika sacrificed herself or was coerced? That's interesting. I would like to hear, I would like for you to expand on that, because who would have coerced her? That's interesting. Jackal says, honestly, I don't buy it. I still believe Marika is alive in a physical capacity. I bet faintly, but she's still around. Well, Jackal, you also believe Roger is a good guy. No, I'm playing. I don't have any more evidence to convince you otherwise, but I do like that you stick to your guns. Much respect, sir. Lexi says, or she was Radagon all along and is an alter and multiple personalities. True. That could be true as well. But when it comes to like multiple personalities, I mean, I don't see that there's any indication anywhere else that it might be that, right? I would rather it be the Rebus thing than the multiple personality, because a multiple personalities, Lexi, it's kind of like she has like what is that, like a mental disorder, like schizophrenia, right? It's kind of, and I don't like that idea that a god, well, and it would be horrifying if a god had mental disorders or whatever. And that, oh man, that would, the more I think about it, the more I like the idea. Dang. Anyways, that would work so good with the cosmic horror element of the game, that Marika was this crazy god. Anyways, yeah. Jar Maiden was the coercion element. Oh. Yeah, I can see that. Oh. I'm in danger. Lexi says, oh, wait. I meant more she was combined with multiple entities. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, okay then. You know, I'm a new convert to the Jar Maiden idea. Perhaps in one timeline she was a Jar Maiden. Zanat says a lot of gods have mental disorders. I saw that. Yo, I don't know why you deleted it, bro. The internet remembers always, bro. Don't, if you're gonna say it, stick by it, bro. Don't be scared. Say it from your chest. Let's see. Jacko Khan, I also got some sushi tonight, so my stream later will be extra fishy. Stanky. Sushi. I can't even say the word right now. It sounds so good. I haven't had that stuff in a while. There's a sushi place here in Fort Worth, near where I live. I guess it's Lake Worth. Called Japanese House. And man, they have all you can eat sushi, but it's like $33 a person, and that's just so rough right now in this economy. But I'll take my kids there one day. When I get a bonus on my paycheck, when it's my weekend, I'll be like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's see. Lexi says, also Mikla is an insane child god and gave up his body and aspect to become a god. You think Mikla's insane? I think Mikla's the good guy. Out of everybody, Lexi. He's an innocent child. Doesn't know what he's doing is wrong. He thinks he's saving the world. Lexi Jane. Mikla's the good guy. He's not insane. He's just a little kid. And he's going to take everybody to the island. No, I'm playing. No, that's Boss. I'm sorry. I talked to Boss too much. Let's see. Sushi is so expensive these days. It really is. Jacko says, my girlfriend, Jacko's not maidenless. My girlfriend gave me 36 individual pieces. I'm stoked. What? Man. Even good guys can be insane. True. Lexi says, well, okay, we didn't make like, hey, hey, I like Mikla. I like his icon. That's why I have it tattooed on my arm. It looks so cool. When people ask, you know, they're like, oh, what cross is that? I'm like, it's Mikla's cross. But I'm not going to tell them it's a femboy. I'm like, they're like, what is that? I'm like, oh, he's a saint from the Catholic Church. Zanat says, I don't know how old Mikla is, but a 1,000-year-old child is not a child. You are correct, Zanad. You are correct. And that, I think that's one thing the community doesn't factor into their lore theories about Mikla. And look, here are the Knights of the Sun Realm. And what can we notice about these knights, right? They have the elongated necks. Let's kill one. Their gear is really old too, right? It's really old. Basically barefoot. Well, let's see. I should drink. Oh, okay. I think, and I've said this before, I think that the Sun Realm was destroyed by a civil war or an invasion by barbarian hordes. Like the sacking of Rome by Genghis Khan, or I think it was Genghis Khan. Because there you go. There is a barbarian coming our way. Allies in death, enemies in life. He doesn't use a straight sword, the shield. He doesn't even have armor like the knights do. So he must be a different civilization, culture, people. He doesn't have the, does he have the elongated neck? He seems shorter to me. But nah, he's one with his pagan gods. Tell him at the cross of femboy Jesus. Lucas says, I've clearly been charmed. You're right. I have been. This is why I'm divorced. No, that's not why. That's other reasons. Let's see. Lexi says, insane because he wants to force peace through charming them into infinite hypnosis. Okay, I can see that. Also, she continues. There are so many ways to read the subtext in the game. I've also argued with people that the LGBTA plus themes with guys insisting that there isn't. Japanese processions of rose mimics Mogwin's dynasty and young families with the formless mother gone corrupted. Interesting. Okay. I mean, those are all really good points to debate on, and I've debated on those too. Because especially like the incestual things between Mikla and Radon, a lot of people tend to think that's some type of incest or something going on there, but I don't see it that way. I see it as a young boy brother that is not in love with his brother, but admires his brother immensely and sees his brother as like a protector and all these things. And sure, the word consort is being used, but I mean, he's a kid. What are you gonna do when, he may have a mind, he may not have a mind of a child, but if the culture says that the Elden Lord is a consort, then Mikla, in my opinion, is a person who doesn't really come up with new ideas. To me, Mikla is more of a monkey see, monkey do type of person, because that's the way children are. They see what their parents do and then they mimic it. Oh, did I say mimic? And then they copy it, right? So that's why Mikla does what he does, because he's only copying what he's seen his mother and his father do. Monkey see, monkey do. Right? If anybody's had children, you'll see this eventually. Onspec was a respectable warrior and wouldn't follow Moog unless he started as a decent deity. True, I would say. Jacko says the skeletons with curved swords could possibly be a similar civilization to the blue swordsman and one who defeated the Scarlet Rot. Jacko, you know what? I never thought about that, but you could be onto something there. Jacko Khan on YouTube. You should follow him, and hopefully one day he'll start doing some more videos or lore content, because he's got some great ideas, believe it or not. Zadot says, this stuff is true to our own world. For example, Christianity is mixed with all sorts of pagan culture practices and stories that are retcon Sumerian and Syrio-Babylonian stories. Zanad, you are correct. Lexi says, the procession of roses was when a bunch of gay men were killed in the 60s in Japan. Really? Oh, I'll have to look that up. That's crazy. Jackal says, Mikla is definitely in love with Radon. There's no hetero way of explaining it. I mean, maybe in your timeline, but in my timeline, it's not that way, bro. Lexi says, and Moog and Vari have roses in the area of influence. Ah, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. I wonder if that is a little nod to what happened there. You know what? We're gonna keep him alive. I think he's the last one alive. Keep him alive because what interests me about the TBS summoners, or what are they called? TBS, yeah, summoners, is where do they get their boats? Who's building these boats on the other side? Funeral parade of roses is what Lexi meant. Oh, okay. Thank you. Because are the Tibia summoners coming from the same place, from the same reality that the balancers are coming from? Oh, let's go help Jose. Jose, I'm on my way. Or is it Jose? It's probably Josie. Josie. Mi amor. No, it's Jose. I'm joking. Welcome back, Lexi. All right. I got summoned and... Wait, am I summoned as a hunter? I am a hunter. Wait, somebody throwing some evil hunter summon? Oh, he's way out there. Come on, bro. He's like... Are you trying to... Really? All right. Let me get out the good bow. Let's reach out and touch somebody, shall we? Where is that? Am I missing it, or am I blind? I'm blind. All right. No, we want that one. Nope, my bad. I haven't used a bow in so long. Returning fire. Oh wait. I think Josie already went to go fight him. Oh, I'm fat rolling. I'm not any good to this guy. What good am I? He's like, why they send me this guy? He's thinking to himself right now. Cheese him. They're doing artillery strikes. They use the artillery on us. I guess what? So not just finished New Game Plus 2. Congratulations, man. Hunter Eevee. Wow. Okay. All right. I guess I'm gonna bounce. Since wait. Is that? Oh, that's Eevee. What's Eevee fighting? Eevee, what's killing you? Are you AFK? Are you AFK? You look AFK. The blink bolt axes. Oh, those things are badass. Did you know you can abuse the input queue and the game tends to default towards positive for the player? Really? I didn't know that. So Lexi, on your channel, I assume it's Miss Lexi Jane. Do you do like tips and tricks plus lore, or just lore and other games and stuff? I'm a software developer. From software developer or just software? Are you really Miyazaki? Like AI software or like video game software? Oh, you're still trying to figure out your vibes on your channel? Oh, that's cool. Insurance software. Womp womp. I've never. How do you get into a job like that? Did it just fall into your lap, or were you Did you grow up thinking, I want, this is what, you know, that's so interesting. How do you fall into a job like that? I wish I was Miyazaki's love child. I wish you were too. Then you can get us some answers. Be like, daddy, daddy. Or however they say daddy in Japanese, I have no idea. Daddy. Not Godwin has joined the channel. Welcome, Not Godwin. How you doing, man? Go check him out on YouTube. Not Godwin came out with a new video today. He says, if you swap between Bloody Finger and Recusant Finger really fast, you invade 300% faster. Really? Well, I'm going to take off because I don't know where this invader is, and I don't feel like waiting around. Lex says, but millions of events a day, big system. I have a portfolio and wanted to make video games. Insurance and finance pays better. Really? But I started with Flash and XNA for PC. XNA. Nice. I have no idea what that is. But you know what? I'm glad you found something that you at least enjoy. I think you enjoy your job. I hope you do. At least it pays well. I'll say that. Oh, X and A is for Xbox and PC. Oh, okay, okay. I see what you mean. So that's pretty cool. Do you talk about that on your channel? If not, I would. That's pretty interesting. You know, on your channel you could have like a unique perspective on the gaming industry and on the advent of AI and all these other things. Lexi, you should come onto my open mic talk show or even onto the podcast. Not that you joined the Inquisition, because Not Godwin's going to be on it, I think pretty soon. I think I talked to him. If not, I just revealed that I was going to ask him about it. But you should too. I think that'd be a cool thing. We could talk about that stuff. I could teach programming like playing Elden Ring while playing. You could teach programming while playing Elden Ring, like Delete the Witch, but she's so much more tech. She's so much more tech. Well, I mean, you could do that, or like you said, you just fill out your five and find out what you want to do. I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe that you can do whatever you set your mind to. Let me go knock this down. Then we'll get back to the Lord. That's what I get for trying to take a shortcut. Anyways, I thought about modding Elden Ring next. Yeah, a lot of people mod Elden Ring. You should get Seamless. Oh, it's so good. I played Seamless today. It's really good for co-op and stuff. Get Reshape. Let's see. I met somebody today who has Reshape on Elden Ring, and the game looks so good. The only time I've ever used Reshape was on Final Fantasy 14. So I was surprised to see it in action in another game. right, so let me ask y'all a question. The prophecy. You know what, Lexi? There was somebody who was telling me about that on stream the other day about that mod. I think it was Rattle. Let's see. Yes, thank you, Jackal. That's I did that, and it killed me. But yeah, we had the same idea. Zanot says, let's see. I was playing one day on Xbox, and you was summoned as a hunter to a game that seemed modded. Oh, I'm sorry. I was summoned as a hunter to a game that seemed modded. It was so weird. Everything was out of place. Didn't know you could do that. Yeah. People, if you mod, most mods are only client side, so I don't know. Maybe it's just glitched up. It's not, but could be possible. Lexi says, got blasted by all the holy hand grenades at once and pushed me into a bounce and broke my saves. The holy hand grenade of Antioch, brother Maynard, brother Maynard. Read from the book of armaments. Lexi says, I feel like I cracked a secret mode in Elden Ring, or maybe I was really high. I got the three fingers effect without doing the quest, opened the door, and no three fingers. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, you know, that's one of the things on PC that me and a friend of mine, you know, played co-op on PC for quite a while, and man, you run into some griefers that come into your game, and then they like ruin your save, and that's, oh man, and that really pisses me off, and I went back and I stopped playing on PC for months because of that, because it's so much safer to play on you know, console, because you don't have to worry about the mods and stuff like that, people hacking as much. But dang, mods are cool sometimes. Hiatus still eating eyeballs while Ernie grows. Castle Soul. An interesting place. So when it comes to Castle Soul, everybody that's here, maybe anybody that watches in the future, I know we have these banners. I know Castle Soul is connected to Mikla in the eclipse, right? We see that, all that stuff on the shield. But do you think do you think that the image of the eclipse here originally was made for Mikla's eclipse, or do you believe that it may have represented something else, and then Mikla, you know, took the image and made it and rebranded it, you know, gave it a new meaning? Because if this castle was built for Mikla and the eclipse, that's shit coming out of there. That's a shithole. That's funny. Right there on the diamond, right there. See that? Poop coming out. Anyways, I wonder what this castle and the representation of the eclipse stood for before Mikla usurped it or rebranded the meaning. Was it Sun Realm coded because it's Castle Soul? Because if this represents the sun realm, do we see? Are we looking at a late sun realm, early sun realm? Do we see anything that looks like the raw ruins here? And why build a castle where it's so open to attacks here at the base? So I think this castle wasn't for like a defense or an army thing or anything like that. I think it's close to that because you can't defend it. You just have archers up there shooting down into your castle. Unless this place sunk just like the Shaded Castles. Where's the Shaded Castle? Here. Like it sunk into the earth. Castle also sank down. Let's see. Better get a fire weapon for those lions. Fire weapon for the lions? Let's see. I have a fire weapon, I believe. Right here. Thank you, Jackal. Oh, shit. Let's see. Lexi says, I'm okay going to set, okay, I'm going to set up my monitor so I can play. I play on PC with a 280 Ti. What the? Wait, that's from like 2009. And a 150 hertz monitor to go faster with the input queue. And the DSL, DSLL does some nice smoothing. Again, go faster than the enemy AI, which tends to go about 40 frames per second. Oh, really? Man? You're like really into this stuff. I didn't know that. You're all smart and shit. Your Pharaoh says, on time. Oh, shit. I was reading chat, not paying attention. Oh, God. All right, where is this? He's like lurking over there. Huh? Hope you like that. Don't run. What the hell? Oh, there's two of them, right? You son of a bitch. Oh, they were supposed to jump in there while that was going on. Joke's on me. I have bad timing. But if we just do it here, right there, then fall down. Keep that. I got bad timing. Is Mikla the supposed god of placidusax? No, I would say no. And that would, if Mikla was supposed to, this is your Pharaoh's question. If Mikla was supposed to be, is the supposed god of placidusax, that would indicate some time traveling, and I'm opposed to time traveling. Yeah. Even though the idea that Ronnie is the snow crone, so Ronnie taught herself, is a cool idea, and the only reason that would work is because she's a god. That would make Ronnie's timeline the correct timeline. But good question, your pharaohs. But no, I think the identity of Placidusax's once again, Placidusax's god will forever be unknown, unless in Elden Ring 2, the Wrath of Godwin, it's finally revealed. Lexi says, as for my streams, I don't really talk in them yet, so no discussion, only trick shots and funny things while I wait for summons. You should talk in them, Lexi. You should talk in them. Let the people hear your voice. She says also, RTX drivers updates and computer shaders mean basically hardware upgrades. It's got a lot of VRAM for a used $400 card. Oh wow. Angry Kitties, Sanat says, yeah. You should get, Lexi, you should get, what's it, 5090, or at least a 5060. It's 2026. You should get them before the prices keep going up. Let's see. Oh yeah, always 2, no more, no less, unless you killed one. Oh yeah, I did. You know the Rancor shot acts like a particle as a gas cloud. Think radiation, leading me to think there's a lot of secret science stuff in the game. A lot of people tend to think there is a lot of secret science stuff, and I think there is too, but I think it's secret science stuff and a lot of cosmic horror. I think there's a lot of sci-fi in the game, especially Lovecraftian weird tales type thing. She also says, I'd say the Glowmite Queen is Baal, or Baal himself. Not Baal. The Glowmite Queen, maybe. Like God and Satan / Lucifer. A fallen angel. As God, as Placidusax's God. If anything, I would say the God Placidusax is waiting for is Matir. I would say that. I'm like 88.9999986% sure that it's Matir. Because if it's God, right, it fled, so it hasn't returned. It's still alive, still doing things. But why? Why has it not returned? And I'll tell you why. Because it's trapped in the shadow realm, like Matir is. But wait, if you think about it, Matir uses a black hole to escape from being killed. She fled from battle. So there you go. It is Matir because, one, she has the wound of being attacked. Why else would a god flee? Two, when we fight her, we don't kill her, but she does flee. Right? So, I mean, it worked. Oh, man, this Jose guy, is he just... He's just, I don't have to turn off the things. He's just hunting invaders. That's no fun. Lexi, there's a microphone. It's called a PYLE, Pile 76 microphone. It's $20 on Amazon. That is the microphone I use. It's $18. Now, I paid $10 for it 10 years ago. That is the microphone I'm using now. I have a $600 microphone that it's collecting dust because it does not sound as good as this one, I believe. And it's $18. Lexi also says, if the Shadowlands is in the lands of death, and is the land of death, and a null discard like the end of time lines in Loki. I would agree with that, except for the lands of death part. Let's see, Placidusax God is dead. I would disagree with that. No, Glowmite Queen is, or Baal is Placidusax God. I would disagree with that too. Respectfully though, let's see, Zanad says, I love the Matir idea. That was always my original idea. Great mind thinks somewhat alike, Zanad. Lexi says, I also thought Matir too. Another great mind. Lexi also weird that Ronnie's two fingers is thought to be the birthing channel canal, and Ronnie sits in a bloody pool of her own two fingers. Okay, so that's quite interesting too, because I saw a video. There's a video where somebody applied those two fingers and animated them together on Mateer. It was really good. I don't know, but if you cut off the limbs of Mateer, do they still stay alive? That's the one thing I disagree with, the idea that those two fingers are Mateer's forward limbs, unless I have a video, Lexi. Unless, like in that video that I have, it's called Patient Zero. Mateer is not really a single organism, but an amalgamation, a collective of cells that are alive, like John Carpenter's The Thing, 1980 something movie with Kurt Russell, where the alien invasion comes, but in the form of a creature known as a thing, because it takes the form of people. I'm not sure if you may know it, but every single cell is a living, independent, conscious organism in that movie. And I think that's what we see here in Elden Ring. Now, is it a one for one? No, but it's heavily paralleled, I would say. She's got 4 arms and 20 fingers and those hands. Coincidence? I think no. All right, let's see. Zanat says the thing is, I think there's also a few players now that being summoned is back to back. So, oh yeah, you're right. It's kind of annoying, and I had to turn it off too. It's tragic, isn't it? But when, well, I take it back. When the Tarnished Edition comes out, if it ever does, the player base will go up. Because right now, I think it's only like 20,000 people or more play, 40,000 on the weekends. Lexi says, both are blue and their Manus is basically the same latitude. Mirrored. Scum Mage Info did the video about Mateer. Oh, true about the amalgamation. Scum Mage. Let's see. Zanat says she's a worm. Cut her in half and she keeps growing and supports your alien worm. Oh. Zanat, that's a good idea. Good job. I'm glad you're expanding on the theory. Your Pharaoh says, but Mateer isn't a god, right? You get legend felled when you defeat her. Well, well, I mean, what is a god? Is she a god at that point, right? Was she a god in the past? Was she considered a god, or is she a god? There's the distinction there, right? Does primitive man see aliens and call them gods? Or are they really gods? That's what I would say, your pharaohs, right? Primitive people of Farum Azula, the ancient dragons, they don't know that they're just looking at a biological organism, a beast from outer space. So they're like, oh, it's a god, but it's really not. That's your answer right there, my friend. Lexi says, Rabath's rise is near Mateer and Protocarian which have a shit ton of finger creepers. True. Mateer being a hydra with fingers, Polarian. I don't know what planarian is. Both are effectively immortal age-wise. Okay. Mateer is no longer a god, replies Zanad. Ooh, also true. Lexi says she's a daughter of the greater will, which is just a collective will of the universe. Interesting. So like the demiurge in the Gnostic sense. I don't know. I want to go that far. I want to go that far, Lexi. Because what is the greater will? We don't know what that is, or who it is, or what it is. I tend to think that the greater will never existed. I think it's just a way for people of Elden Earth to cope with the idea of creatures coming from outside of space. That's what I would say. That's what I'm starting to believe. I'm starting to believe that these gods, not these gods, but the greater will, most importantly, it would never existed at all. Oh shit, he's gonna be die first. Oh, what? I thought I rolled out of the mist. Man. So like it did, okay, she said, I'm very Gnostic and spiritual. I go deep into wild theories. And that's okay. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with Gnostics and being spiritual. Nothing wrong with it. What's funny is, you know, I contemplate this, not I called you Gnostic. Contemplate this, Lexi, is that in real life, I'm like I believe in God in real life. But when it comes to the video game, when it comes to Elden Ring, I don't believe in God. I don't believe there's actual gods in Elden Ring. Because I also believe in science very much. So I think it's very, I like the idea of the cosmic horror thing, and that there being these powerful magical creatures or beings that we just don't understand, and they're just simply called gods because we don't understand what they are, or the people of Elden Earth, or in other civilizations from outside the other planets, like, you know, wherever the Alabaster Lords come from and the Onyx Lords come from, because wherever they come from, I think they brought their religion with them, right? They brought their religion with them, and I think that's how we got the idea of the greater will or something like that. Because, you know, the dark moon that hung over the eternal cities, it was destroyed, right? And perhaps it being destroyed, all the life that was on there, the civilizations, all those people came to Elden Earth. And that's why we have so many aliens. And I thought about making a theory about that, a video. But that's all that theory is. It'd be like a 30-second video. Anyways. You should make a journal. Zanat says, oh, wait. Jackal, I finished my sushi, so I'm going to exit a little early and start my stream. Okay, Jackal, you have a great stream. I'll check it out as soon as I get done here in about 15 minutes. Let's see. Zanat says, the greater will is how you interpret the universe when you understand it. Just like some modern religions see God as the sum total of the entire universe. It's a way of explaining existence. Oh, I see. Okay, I see what you mean. And explaining cause and effect. Lucas says, do you think Meteor spawned with 3 fingers and intentionally or unintentionally? Oh, do you think Meteor spawned the 3 fingers? I think the 3 fingers is a mutation from being corrupted from the frenzy flame. Because think about it. This is where I go with it. It's not, because that's a good question. So think about it. The greater will no longer answers Meteor. The 2 fingers are only talking to their mother, right? Meteor. They're just talking to her, and then all of a sudden she's gone. They don't know where she vanished to, right? Because America hid her in the Shadowlands. So now you have these creatures that always had this mother figure, like next to them in their minds, right? Talking to them, comforting them, and now she's gone. And what do we know about Frenzy Flame? That Frenzy Flame, you know, infects those with great despair and turmoil. So if that finger grew in despair and turmoil, the frenzy took it over, and in taking it over, mutated it. Just like we see, you know, other creatures that have, you know, been taken over by the frenzy flame. You know, their eyes burst out, and you know they're always like all in these weird poses, right? So it mutated into this creature now, the 3 fingers. And it's still being a holy relic of some type. The people of the capital, Lindell, they couldn't kill it because it's still a finger. It still represents the greater will, even though it's gone crazy. So they hide it away in the deepest, beyond the sewers Beyond the sewers, they hide it away because they can't bring themselves to kill a saint, something that represents their God that we believe. So I think that's what it's doing down there also. But that's my theory. Oh, I thought I turned that off. Oh, God, I'm going to go help Jose again, bro. Let's see. There's the canon theory of the interpreted subtext theories. What is that? Canon theories? Oh, okay, hold on. Sleepy Joe. Yesticles. Okay, funny names. Oh, he's down there. Sleepy Joe. What are we gonna? Let's fight with this. No. Let's not fight with. Oh, we're gonna get off. What are we gonna fight with? Let's fight with this. Oh, jeez. Knocked him off. All right, so we know he's down here somewhere, unless he look, there he is in the smoke.
Hey. Hey.
There it is. Hey, I can see your lighting, bro. If the rod doesn't kill you, I will. All right, let's see. That was a good match. Good match. Lexa says, Google is a god. What? Google and magic is real if enough people believe in such god. Words have power over people and manifest physical change. I mean, I use words to command rocks and think with lightning. Or like Ghost in the Shell with the AI. I like Ghost in the Shell, Rogue AI. Theory based on canon and theories based on interpretation. Oh, I see what you mean. Interpretation of subtext. Sorry, I'm so chatty. Normally I don't get to discuss this stuff. Also, typing fast makes mistakes. Lexi, don't ever apologize. Don't ever apologize for talking lore. You're an Inquisitor now. Now that you've joined the Golden Inquisitor, you never apologize now for talking lore. Just do it. Let's see. Lucas says, interesting. I never considered them as two fingers afflicted by frenzy. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Luca. I think for me, in my opinion, I think that works. I think it works very well. Come on, big boy. I'm killing you before I'm finished tonight. I'm not falling for it this time. We gotta put on Inquisition Red so he knows who killed him. So he can take it with him to the afterlife and know that the Golden Inquisition was here. Damn, almost killed each other. Luckily, I know he couldn't pass the gate, but you know what? I still won. A win is a win. Like Ja Rule said, whether you win by a mile or you win by an inch, a win is a win. And in the streets, it don't matter. Zidane says, we are all like when our tarnished player officially meets Blod and EG, Blythe and EG, and they're like Ghost. Because we're all in our own worlds, meeting the world of the Golden Inquisitor. Exactly. We're all in our own timelines. We're all in our own timelines, Zidane. This is why my timeline theory works, right? That we're all intersecting, because when you go, you get summoned into other people's timelines, you get summoned as a hunter for other people's timelines, and it's best represented in Night Rain, because in Night Rain, Elden Ring Night Rain, you can meet night bears from other timelines that failed and become part of the night, and they come to kill you. So that means that my character here, the Golden Inquisitor, and your characters are all in their own timeline, experiencing their own thing. And because of the shattering of the Elden Ring, and because Radigan putting it back together the way he did, we are not able to traverse between realities, between dimensions, between timelines. The quantum theory, the string theory, it all works here. It's amazing. Lexi says, what if the three fingers were an inevitable mutation of the two fingers? Also, they were wood looking, and Marika is a tree person, and her grandmother tree in the village, or a fungus that infected the tree. Well, there's a lot to unpack there, but I will address one thing. The grandmother tree thing, I think they just put a dead body into the tree and she molded her body like we see Godwin's body at the underground, the deep root depths. Do I have that place? Yeah. Like we see Godwin's body. They place his body, if you believe that's Godwin, they place his body at the bottom of the Erd tree. Right? Do I have it? Yeah. That doesn't mean that he is the Erd tree anymore, right? So just like they did him, the women of the shaman village. So this right here must represent a death practice from the shamans, taking the bodies of loved ones and putting them in trees so their bodies can merge with the tree, with the plant life, and become one with nature once again. From ashes to ashes and dust to dust. From dust to plant, right? Returning back to the crucible from whence they came, I say. Lucas says, I've been trying to square the circle with the third finger, finger being the thumb, and Meteor not having thumbs, and the thumb being the fifth finger, giving the beast, min, intelligent, and dragon finger crowns. That's interesting. I know a lot of people that think along those lines have been trying to figure it out. Luca, don't give up. Lexi says, player character is Godwin, reborn, trying to solve their true crimes. Watching Dry Leaf Aaron. Let's see. Lexi says, or America on her great escape. I would rather believe America. No, Luca, don't ever apologize. Let's see. Lexi says, space fungus. I agree. They connect the dead to the tree so the spirits have somewhere to go. Zanad, yeah, I would say so. I think that's plausible. Except that the grandmother had twigs growing from her. Godwin's got twigs growing from him too. The thing is that we never, when it comes to the shamans and merging flesh, we don't know what that looks like literally. We don't know what the idea of that means to George R. Martin, or Miyazaki and the gang. All we see is this representation of a post-merging, right? What is it? It was supposed to happen. What is it meant to do? We can only guess, I think. So her having twigs coming out of her body, right, means that her body is already merging or taking on the shape of where it's resting, just like we see here. I would say. I don't know if that made sense, but yeah. Lexi also says, reference basal instincts. I forgot what that word is. Sorry. America's kind revert back to the tree, which is why they can't be grafted together like plants. Oh, which is why they can be grafted together like plants. The thing is, Lexi, they were probably never people or plants to begin with. What do we see? What do we see in this coming out of the stone coffins? Right? We see that putrescence, right? And when we see the putrescence and we see the coming of the Newman to the lands between, and we see that history most here in the ancient dynasty, right? In their pillars. See if there's one around here, right here. So we see the Newman. They're not humanoids. They're not even plants. They're that slosh, that sludge. The individual beings, right, mushed together, taking form. Let me see. Here's a better. Oh, where's my light? Dang it. Right, here we go. What we see here, they're coming from the lands, from outside the lands between, taking form, building a culture. You know what I mean? This is them. The putrescence is the Newman. The putrescence is the life within. So when they die, they take on things, their bodies meld things together. It's because they were never really plant or human. They were just that sludge. And in being that sludge, they can take on anything they want. That's what I say. I suspect. I have no proof besides this. All this here tells me that. Let's see. Zanat says, we tried to solve who killed our maiden, and when we realized it was us, Pinhead from Hellraiser comes to take us to hell. Zanad, I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Godric merged with the Drake. True. Their bodies can merge with anything because they're not really their bodies. Lexi says, never people or plants. Space fungus it is. No, not space fungus, but pretty close. You ever seen the Blob? You ever seen the Blob from the 80s? And there's an older version too, but think along those lines, the Blob. Drakes are fallen ancient dragons from Bale, and ancient dragons are literally just rocks and gold, which plants break down into macro and micronutrients, hence they can merge. Lexi, there is somebody that you need to talk to on the Discord. His name is Boss Saucer. He knows a lot about dragons. He has a theory that is so unique. I think you would like it. Would you agree with it? Probably not, but it is a very unique theory. It's a giant garden and you're in it. Yes. Yes, I agree. I'm not sure what the Newman came to the lands between alive. I mean, this is where all sorts of death washed up, right? Where the stone coffin ships land. You're right, Zanon. You're right on a technicality, but I question who gave them the name Stone Coffin Ships, and was it because the people that were inside of it were inside? It was kind of like a stone coffin, right? Who? That's what I wonder. If they were dead, that's like people selling things across. How did they know that they were actually coffins and not transports? I don't know if that makes sense either. Let's see. Let's wrap this up. Let's get the final comments in. See, dragons represent forces of nature and are more representative of concepts and cataclysms and destructions rather than animals that breathe fire. Interesting. Lexi Zanon says, I love the blob. It gave me nightmares when I was a kid. Yes, me too, Zanon. Let's see. Lucas says drakes are affected be the primordial crucible. Drakes are affected be the primordial crucible, so they don't have to be alive. Interesting. That is interesting. Okay. Lexi says, I'm old, but I'm not that old and not that into the older movies yet. Man, I'm 43. If you're older than me and you're playing video games, that's pretty cool. You can't be older than me. I'm old. I'm old as dirt. I'm old. I was there when they first planted the first tree. You know what I'm saying? Newman's being undead sentient fertilizer. What? Newman's being undead sentient fertilizer is interesting. Yeah, I'm old. Zanot says we're the same age. Oh, you're same age as Lexi. Yeah, see, I'm still older, bro. I'm old. It's just me. I'm just an old man in my apartment. You know what I'm saying? That's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna call it a night there. It's been Monday night lore theorizing. I won't be here tomorrow. I have to work a double tomorrow, so but I'll be back Wednesday for more lore theories, more discussion and everything. It's a never-ending thing. We'll solve it one day. The Inquisition, the Golden Inquisition will solve Elden Ring. Just you wait. We have so many smart people, content creators, lore theorizers, that it's unreal. We will solve Elden Ring. There's enough of us. And the thing is that we're respectful about what we're doing and who we do it with, right? We don't cut nobody down, and we don't tear nobody down. We listen, we analyze, we peer review, and we try to make sense of this game. And I believe it that we will. So till then, good night, everybody. See you Wednesday for more lore theorizing. Be safe.